I would like to kind of like peel apart this idea of path of least resistance and what that really means. Because does that mean that no resistance ever comes up? You know?
Mm. There's definitely still, it's not path of zero resistance,
Yeah. Yeah,
right? It's
that's
path of
it.
least resistance, right? Because we still need some resistance, kind of like the butterfly that's pushing up against the shell of the cocoon.
Mm.
Before it breaks free, it uses the resistance of the cocoon to strengthen its wings. So, but that's also its path of least resistance, is to go that way, as
Mm.
opposed to trying, I don't know what else it could do on the inside, right?
Yeah.
But it uses that resistance to strengthen its wings. So I'm not at all saying resistance is bad. I'm purely just suggesting there's a much more optimal way of doing things that is along the path of least resistance. And when I say least resistance, what I mean is that the discernment that's helpful to have is the resistance that's coming up. So, yeah, the resistance that's coming up, is it coming up on the path of your highest excitement? So meaning like you feel like to take a leap of faith, or to perform on stage, or to do something that really is speaking to your soul, but then all your fears and insecurities come up, right? That's resistance. Your own insecurities is a resistance. Your own fears are a resistance. But those are the things that show up on the path of your soul. That is a worthy resistance because it is in alignment with your excitement. On the flip side, if you're doing something you think you have to do from a place of scarcity, from a place of lack, from a place of stress, from a place of frustration, from a space of believing things are not good enough, and you're like, okay, I just got to go work this job because there's nothing else to do, and I got to make money to, whatever the belief is. If you're doing things from a state of being of not good enough, and then there's a bunch of resistance, it's just not a worthy resistance, in my opinion, because it's not even on the path of your soul. It's kind of like, if you have to drive straight and you're deciding to turn right, and there's all kinds of mountains and stuff there, it just doesn't make sense.
Mm.
It's
I
not
love that.
logical. Yeah.
What's worthy resistance? Before, I mean, like, I don't know, a long time ago, before I was into any of this, I remember just thinking about when I really believed life had to be hard. I I would ask myself, I was like, well, if it's going to be hard either way, what would I have more fun doing while it was hard? And I realized that like when I was doing things that everybody else wanted me to do, I had no energy to do the hard things.
Right.
And when I was, doing something that felt creative and exciting, when I hit the hard things, that's how I was viewing it at the time, right? I had the energy to move through the obstacle. And like I felt really good when I overcame it.
Hmm.
And I started to realize, you know, in that setting, all of those things, they were resistance that were building me and preparing me and helping me grow. And I actually felt really accomplished the whole way through, you know? And then on the other track, I was just feeling like depleted, annoyed, frustrated, tired, achy, all of that, you
Yeah.
know? So what this comes back to is what you talk about all the time, like living a life of highest excitement.
Hmm.
And I think there's a lot of people that have been so in the energy of responsibility. I have to do this. I should do this. I just kind of been following this track I've been on, that they feel disconnected from
Mm.
their excitement and their inspiration. And I'll ask a lot of people that question, like, what brings you joy? What are you excited about? What are you interested in? And a lot of people will be like, I don't know.
Right. Right. Yeah. And there's different reasons for that. And the two main reasons that I see are, one is whatever state they're in, and the state of excitement is too high of a vibrational leap. They're feeling
Mhm.
like absolute shit. And, what would really feel good to them is relief, let alone excitement. Right.
Yeah.
And so generally, that's one place I'll look. If they can't access highest excitement, chances are they're really stressed and overwhelmed and feeling like shit, and could really just use a little bit of a breather, right? To start to even get into the vicinity of excitement. So that's one possibility. Or two, is they are strictly defining their excitement as a project or career, something that they have to do. And they're thinking that excitement means like they have to be so lit up full of energy, where your highest excitement could be to take a nap. Your highest excitement could be to go for a walk or to make yourself a smoothie. To, you know, it doesn't, it's not a hype energy. You know, when I say the language of highest excitement, and, you know, for those who aren't familiar with, you know, my talk on this, the reason why your highest excitement is so important, and why I suggest it be the top priority in your life above anything, is because the feeling of excitement is the language of your higher self. So if your higher self was the butterfly to your caterpillar, your higher self, your butterfly, communicates to you in positive feelings that we call excitement, joy, passion, creativity, love, enthusiasm, inspiration. I just kind of like to box it as excitement. But keep in mind that when I say highest excitement, highest means you have to reach for it. There's some sort of you know, so it's, chances are it will bring up insecurities, it will bring up fears, because it's you're climbing the rungs of your ladder within your consciousness. So yeah, so those are generally the two reasons: is either they need relief, or they're defining their excitement as project, career, or something really, really big, and not letting it just be something really simple.